servants' stairway. As Trina ran her hand along the marble countertop, she found a bill. Spotlight House Cleaning, Davenport, Iowa, with a bill, paid in full. Knowing she wouldn't have to do the cleaning was the first good thing about Goldenrod. And then she realized the kitchen floor was filthy, which meant the cleaners hadn't done a very good job. A loud screech made Trina jump, but she quickly recognized the sound of nails being ripped from wood. More screeches were followed by a bang, and a board fell off the kitchen window, and sunlight poured over the sink. Standing outside was her dad, waving at Trina with his hammer, his sweaty face as red as the bandana that he held in his other hand. Trina leaned across the sink and shouted at the closed window, "What about the cooler?" Her dad frowned, which meant that he'd forgotten all about lunch. He held up his finger and mouthed the words, 1 minute. 1 minute, right. 1 minute to Papa was like an hour to everyone else. Whenever he started a project, he'd lose track of time. Sometimes he even forgot what day it was. Sighing for at least the 100th time that day, Trina turned on the cold water faucet and was promptly splashed with rusty brown water that smelled like a swamp. "Yuck," she said out loud. She left the faucet on, just like her dad had taught her, hoping the dirty water would eventually clear. Creak. Trina jumped again, as annoyed by her jumpiness as she was by the noises. "Better oil this door," her dad said, coming through the swinging door. He set the cooler, topped with 2 bags of groceries, on the kitchen counter. "How about I make you a peanut butter sandwich?" "I'm old enough to make lunch, Papa." "You bet," he said. Then he spotted the bill on the counter. "Davenport? That's a long way to drive to clean a house. I would have cleaned it myself for that much. How about you?" Trina shook her head. No way. Even if the cleaners hadn't done a very good job, she had to give them credit for cleaning up the cobwebs and the bugs and whatever else might have been living in the house for 100 years. And then she put 2 and 2 together. She imagined the cleaners washing and sweeping, working hard until they heard a noise and the hairs on their necks prickled and they felt like something was watching them. Scared to death, they raced out of the house before they finished, too frightened to put the key back under the mat. "Water looks pretty good," her dad said as he turned off the faucet. Then he pulled out a little notepad and his contractor's pencil. The pages were already filling with lists and calculations. "I need to trim that oak tree before it rips any more slate off the roof. Lucky it's slate. Should last another 100 years. As he talked and made notes, Trina unloaded paper plates, plastic cups, plastic silverware, and a big roll of paper towels. All the luxuries of living out of a truck. Followed by the basics: peanut butter, grapes, spaghetti, pickles, milk, bread, butter, instant coffee, and dish soap. First real order of business, we'll be putting in a new septic system before the ground freezes," said her dad. Trina's dad stopped on the jar of pickles. "A new septic system. Does that mean we can't use the bathroom?" He laughed. "We might get a few surprises, but yes, we can use the bathroom." "What kinds of surprises?" Trina asked, slathering peanut butter on 2 pieces of bread and layering a pickle between them, just the way he liked it. And then she made her own sandwich. No pickles. "You never know what can happen with these old houses," he said, just as the ceiling light flickered. Trina raised her eyebrows. "Was that one of the surprises?" "Nah," he said without looking up. "That's just a bulb that's loose in the socket." Trina poured milk into plastic cups and set the peanut butter sandwiches on paper plates. Her dad slipped his pencil over his ear and grabbed half of his sandwich, downing it in 2 bites. "I'm going into town to get some lumber for the new porch. I'll need every inch of room in the truck. You stay here, okay?" He grabbed the other half of his sandwich. "Maybe unpack the trailer." All by myself? She squeaked. Not everything, he said, as he crumpled up his paper plate and stuffed it into an empty grocery bag. I'll help with the big stuff. Should be back in a couple of hours. Unpacking the trailer by herself was not what Trina had meant, but the last thing she wanted was for her dad to think that she was afraid to be alone. There's no such thing as a haunted house. There's no such thing as a haunted house. If there was ever a chance to prove that she was growing up, this was it. Trying to sound brave, she said, I'll pick out my room while you're gone. And that's the end of chapter 1. So Trina and her dad are just getting settled into the new house, and there's going to be a lot of exciting things ahead in this story. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.